I never thought this day would come, but stay tuned and I will explain why I have no more action figures. They're all gone. Pow, and welcome back to the channel, Dan Who Reviews. As always, my name is Dan W. Make sure you are following me on Instagram at It's Dan Who, and hopefully you already are. Now, to be honest, I'm not too sure what this video is going to be, as I'm not really much of a vlogger. However, I did want to document my current situation. So, as you may know or may not know, this is my collection room. This is where I stream from every week, and it is genuinely my happy place in my home. It's where I have all my figures on display. It's my home office, so I do spend a lot of time in here, and unfortunately it happens to be the room at the front of the house. And since me and Amanda brought this home, we knew the windows needed doing. It was a job we always wanted to get done, but then COVID happened and it's just been delayed and delayed and delayed. But now is the time. We're going to have some workmen in. They're going to rip a hole in this room, which is basically going to expose this room to the elements and to the street. So of course I want my collection to be safe. Now the workmen came in, admired my collection. They probably think I'm a freak, but still, they offered to cover it up with a tarp. Now that was very kind of them. However, it's not good enough for me. So I've went out and brought some storage boxes, and I now have the absolute stress and anxiety of having to rip out every single figure in this room and put it into storage for a couple of weeks. So instead of being stressed about it and mad about it, I'm using it as an opportunity to give this room a refurb and sort of change it into the collection room 2.0. So again, my lights are broke. They've been flickering for months, doing my head in, doing your head in. So I'm going to rewire all this, maybe put up some new shelving. Yeah, I'm gonna try and spruce the room up and, as I said, maximize the small space that I do have. So my Legends are on this side, and then everything else is on this side. So yeah, to be honest, I just wanted to document this, because no matter if I try and put every figure back exactly how it was, it's never going to be exactly the same. And since then my collection has grown. I have teams that are completed. I have more of certain sections now, so you can see I've already started clearing some of the MCU stuff. But I'm going to right now, once I press stop on this video, take off more. So for one last time, here it is. And yeah, follow me on this journey and wish me luck. So the X-Men are off the shelf. Now, the way I'm doing this is I'm taking them off the shelf and putting them in teams ready in their tubs, so it's easier for me to put them back on the shelf, if that makes any sense. Now, I know people probably ain't gonna like the look of how I'm doing this, but remember, they're only gonna be in storage for a couple of weeks. They're gonna be staying in my house as well, so it will be temperature controlled, but it would have took me ages to bag all of these up individually. So I'm stacking them up right now in these tubs. They will be safe, and now the gaps are starting to emerge. So as you can see, I've got X-Men sort of teamed up here. I'm trying to keep the Jim Lee ones out for the front of the display. You've got X-Men villains here, and you've got Spider-Man Retro, and some classic sort of cosmic. So yeah, the organisation has begun now, and they are starting to come off the shelf, which does make me sad. But again, I'm managing to fix the lights and sort out all these issues. So yeah, it's going to take some time, but I've started. Still loads to go. So it's another day, and the MCU figures are now all off the shelf. So as you can see, only thing left is the Iron Man Hall of Armor, which is a little bit sentimental to me, so I'll have to move that last. But everything else is in tubs now, ready to go, and I have basically a graveyard of flight stands. There you go, a graveyard of flight stands over here. And then in the hallway, temporarily, all the figures are in tubs. Again, not the best way to store them, but it is only going to be for a couple of weeks max, hopefully, before I get them back on the shelf. And again, it looks like I'm moving, doesn't it? It looks I feel very depressed here, but I'm not moving, or it's just a refurb, people, just a refurb. I'm going to have to take these off the shelf as well, but these are all in protective cases. I say shelf, off the wall, obviously, but they're on there by command strips, so they should come off no problem at all. So they'll probably go back on in a slightly different order. And then today, I have to deal with this side of the room. So this is, of course, course, the miscellaneous shelf. If there is a plastic representation of something I love, of course I need it in figure form for the shelf. So yeah, lots of different things here. So again, it'll probably never look like this again. We've got some animated up there, some turtles up there. And then remember that episode of The Simpsons where I was drinking a Flamin' Mo? What a great episode that was. So that's there. But my plan is, again, just thinking out loud with you, is see this middle Billy bookcase? It's like a skinnier version, this narrower one. Buy 2 more of them and then replace the small ones I've got here with the long ones, and then I'll fill up all this dead space that we've got either side, and it sort of maximizes my display room. So again, it will look a little bit different, but I'll just get a longer desk. I can't really move these shelves in the middle because of the wires and the plugs and stuff. So yeah, that's the plan. But for one last time, there you go. One last time, this is all getting off the shelf today. Yeah, again. So there you have it. Every single action figure is now out of this room. My computer's gone, my desk is gone, even my beloved Spider-Man retro cards are gone. And I apologise for the clickbaity intro, but when else am I going to have this opportunity? If you're still watching this video, then maybe you're interested in following me on this rebuild as I build my collection space once more. A fresh start, a blank canvas, if you will. It's all part of the hobby, isn't it? So I will continue to film, make some vlogs. I'll make a playlist on the channel, but the windows get replaced tomorrow. If it was up to me, I'd just brick this up. That would be a good display space, wouldn't it? But nevertheless, that gets replaced tomorrow. Then I can give the room a fresh coat of paint, get some furniture in here, and then maybe start bringing the figures back in. So you can follow me on that journey. But as I said, reviews on the channel may be a little bit slow for the time being as this project distracts me. But I will still be streaming every single Thursday, Legend and Liquor every other Sunday. And if you're going to MCM Comic Con in London, I will be there at the end of the month. So let me know in the comments below. But otherwise, for one last time, let's have a quick spin around in my empty collecting space, which is making me very dizzy. Remind me not to do that. But what you should do is, of course, subscribe to the channel, follow me on this journey, follow me on Instagram at It's Dan Who. I'm on Twitter at Dan Who Reviews, and I will, of course, see you on the next one.